So all I've got for this bike is the oil filter, the side cover, and the gasket. I haven't ordered anything else. And I probably shouldn't even have ordered the oil and the filter, because what I want to do right now, I know the clutch basket's broken, but I can run it after I take the side cover off and get the pieces out that broke off of it. I'll have to put oil in this. I want to put cheap oil in it. I do have motorcycle oil. I think I have some Valvoline or whatever. But I got Honda oil for it. But I need to take this side cover off, which you can see. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get rid of this, but I might try to polish this part of the frame a little bit. Try to get rid of those marks from the fairing rubbing it. But let's get this side cover off. Get some oil in there. Well, after we put the new side cover on with the new gasket. I'm going to tighten it down, but I'm not going to go crazy with it because it's definitely going to have to come back off. But I just want to know that this is going to be a good running bike, and I just want to hear it because I have not got to hear it to this point. We just picked it up and threw it in the garage. So that leaves me a little bit more uneasy now that I took all this apart, and I have all these metal chunks that I've dug out from inside of here. I was going to leave the clutch in there, but I thought there was more than one stud holding that on, that basket. I think the whole rest of this is okay. I just need the back plate here. With all the standoffs, and then I need all new clutch springs, and I mean, I don't necessarily need clutch spring hardware. They're just regular like 10s like this, but I'll probably go ahead and order those bolts as well, all new clutch springs. The clutch itself, the clutch pack, I think the clutch is okay. Let me grab one of these friction plates here. There's spacers that go on this, and I pulled those out too. Yeah, there's still a good bit of material left on that. So, I'm not going to be buying a new clutch. But I'm not going to put that in there to run this. But I'm not going to run it right now. I'm not putting the case on right now because as many pieces that are missing and chunks that I found inside of here, I need to pull the oil pan off. There's just, I will not feel good starting this up without pulling that off. So I need to get the headers off, get the whole exhaust off here, right to where the spring clamps are there, and then I should be able to drop the oil pan. There's a couple oil lines that run to it here. The starter, I don't think covers up any of it. I can't really see without having this up on a lift, so I'm going to be doing a lot of this laying down on the ground. So yeah, this is a little bit more than I wanted to get into tonight, but we're going to do it. But good thing I do see the timing chains are on. Nothing's broke there, so that's good. You can see one timing chain there and one timing chain there. they're solid, they're in place, and yeah, that's one good thing. All right, change of plans. I'm not gonna drop this right now because I can see the whole oil pan. I can see inside the whole oil pan, the whole way around it. So I'm gonna drain what oil is in here, and then get a gander at it. I wanted to make sure there wasn't anything else damaged down here now that I have this side off. Doesn't look like anything got damaged. This bracket surprisingly held up pretty well for being down on its side. This foot peg didn't fare out too well. Ouchie. Neither did the brake. I'm gonna say that he was probably on this when he went down. Yep, that's exactly. He was hard on this when he went down, and that is what dented the pipe. I'm not worried about that. As long as this pipe seals up. It looks pretty good, though. I like that exhaust. So the drain's on the other side. Come on. So what most people don't know, I mean, not all people, what a lot of people don't know is when these bikes lay down, they have a trip switch that once these get so far tipped over, they shut the bike off. So I have no doubts that once this thing fell down, it shut off. All it is a switch with a weight in it, and the weight can swing both directions. And once it swings the whole way to touch the trigger point, and it shuts the ignition off. Well, no, not the ignition, it shuts the fuel off. But I do have to say, I'm not seeing any chunks in here. Okay, so I actually ran my scope all through there, and there's nothing in it, thankfully. I'm not saying there's not anything stuck to the pickup tube, but I'm saying visually I can't see anything in there. So I sprayed everything with brake cleaner, cleaning it as best I can. I'm gonna, try to wipe out what I can here of the brake cleaner, but we're just putting temporary oil in it, and we're going to be draining that out, and if there's anything else in there, particulates or whatever, it'll also help clear those out whenever we go to put the fresh oil back in it. Let's get this new case on here, and I'm going to let it continue to drain since I sprayed so much brake cleaner in there. I'm going to put it back together without a clutch in it, because the clutch doesn't need to be in it to hear it. And I don't trust one spring or one bolt, because if that comes out, then the rest of the clutch assembly comes off, or the plates come out, and it'll start messing stuff up even worse. And it thankfully did not mess up the outer basket, just the inner one. All right, we're gonna get to hear this thing, boys. I'm pretty sure. Moment of truth. I'm kind of nervous. Not gonna lie to you. No clutch. Yeah, so I need to regroup. It runs, but it's leaking oil out because I don't have the push rod in for the clutch, and it's pushing oil out the seal where the where the slave cylinder's at. There's a seal in there that's supposed to seal the oil into the engine, and if the seal goes out, it comes out of a weep hole, which it's just draining out since I don't have the rod in there. So I got to take the side case back off and put that rod back in there and just not use the clutch, and then I should be able to run it longer. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that off camera, and then I'll run it again. Alright, so one huge mess later. Now I have that rod in there, so it shouldn't spit oil out over here. It might spit a little bit just because I had to clean up everything. Let's do this again. Get the headlight out. Now it's time to order parts. Well, we have a runner, and I hope that brought as much excitement to you guys as it did for me, because I've wanted one of these. It sounds good. I don't have to. I am gonna fix this exhaust the budget way. Johnny has been doing really good with his TIG welding and stuff. So what we're gonna do is grind this down. He's gonna build this up with a little bit of TIG welding with some stainless. And we're gonna just kind of fix it up, because that's double walled and it actually wore through the double wall right there. So we're gonna grind this smooth. He's gonna build this up a little bit, and then I'm gonna shape it, and that's what we're gonna roll with, instead of buying a whole $280 muffler, since I'm already in this over what I should be. I am gonna buy all new plastics, unpainted. I'm gonna paint them myself. I'm still on the fence about the color. I'm also going to try to lay emblems in the paint. So you paint everything, clear it, one coat. Well, the tank, we'll do one coat. And then when it's dry, lay your emblem down. Then you have to sand everything again and then re-clear it a couple more times so your emblems are actually under the clear coat. That's how Honda does them. That's how I want to do it. So this thing's getting a whole new life. We're getting everything redone. Every plastic that you see on it is going to be replaced. Even like these inner pieces like that. The gauge cluster. These little plastic pieces. These plastic pieces that are faded. I don't think this one comes with it. But this one does. And the other side. And there's a tail piece, which I don't think this even has on it. Oh yeah, there is, right there. There's a heat shield around it on these. I'm getting new clamps for the mufflers, because there's no rubbers on them. So I'm just going to get new ones and put in there, so it'll sturdy those up. This thing is going to look like a brand new bike when I'm done. Also comes with the cowl to cover this back seat area. And I know this was a short one, guys, but sometimes we need a little short video, okay? Get a little excitement going. So, this thing's going to be on the back burner till we get a bunch of parts in. Got to get this thing finished. Then we're going back to the C10. I say that. Something's going to happen. I know something's going to happen. Besides me backing into somebody with my Subaru. Which, as much as it hurts me, I'm just going to leave it for now. I think I will. This is a nice bumper. Maybe I should use this bumper. Yeah, the more I thought about it, it's my beater. It was good on vacation. I got great gas mileage. I'm going to drive it in the wintertime. I'm just going to drive it. But I do need to fix that bumper before I end up selling that car when I do. So if you like this video, smash that like button. Consider subscribing. go ahead, hit that dislike button. I reserved a seat for your mom. And we'll see you on the next episode of Unwrecked. Got all natural catnip on vacation, and he loves it, don't you? Huh? Yeah. Let me get it out. It's strong smelling too. Come here, smell this. Oh my. You're it's a little overboard. A little overboard. You can't eat the whole bag. Do you want to say bye-bye? Can we say bye-bye? Bye-bye.